give just a little background, we started last year with our art staff on what policies were in place. We had major concerns knowing that we did not have all policies to cover everything that needed to be covered for city government recreation department. And so tonight we're saying that it stands out, we're offering the new models. We've encountered another municipal recreation department that provides this similar class nationwide, but they have pretty much contracted that class out. So therefore, we have talked to several agencies across the nation that we have not found one as a recreation department within a municipality government to offer a new class. However, during a leadership transition, we realized that we lacked adequate policies for classes with new models. We have visited the location. It was stated that we haven't, but I wanted to make sure they understand we have visited the location. With that being said, we want to prioritize the well-being of everyone in the building, students, instructors, participants, and guests. We temporarily suspended the use of the new model class until we get policies in place. We acknowledge the importance of this type of art instruction. However, we had to ensure that all necessary policies were in place. We're reviewing the class to strengthen the safeguards to allow us to resume using new models in the future. We never stated that this was something that was discontinued or banned. However, we're asking people to understand that yes, changes will take time to implement as our staff that are working at the Cultural Arts Center are working with us as well. We're committed to providing an update before the next session as we are keeping our chair, Nancy Deockauer, updated with all the changes as well as working with other personnel that's important throughout the city here in government.
Thank you, Director. Just a question, is there going to be opportunity for stakeholder engagement is that necessary as you look at the policy, or is the policy on the compliance legal side? Like as we work through creating a policy, how open do we have to be, or should we be in getting us to that policy?
We're working with staff right now, the staff that works at the Cultural Arts Center. We're also working with some private art facilities. However, they're a little different because they're not a local government entity, but we are getting policies from them as well as working with the staff at the Art Center. That staff is also working with the nude, from my understanding, the nude instructor coordinator, and that's what I was told the title is.
Sure. Okay. Well, would you please keep council abreast? When can we expect a date?
We're working with City Council now. Okay. They have a policy before them currently, and once we get that, I can definitely keep you updated.
Sure. Councilor Green.
Director, when you're saying policy, what type of policies are we looking to adopt here? Are we looking at, confidentiality, or like what sorts of policies need exploring? And also, have we, we're thinking about like the breadth and depth of policies that exist at the health department, for example, where we're providing OBGYN services, or I'm just thinking of all the other things that Columbus is unique in doing, where we might already have a standard and best practice for, so we can move, expedite this a little bit quicker.
Councilwoman Green, there was no policy that we had when it came to nude art. There wasn't one because it's a different type of feature. So what we did, it does have guidelines on the facility itself, which we are looking into. Once we took a visit to the facility, we realized there needed to be some changes. We also looked at the number of keys that have been distributed. Although it is behind a locked door, that same key actually accesses another area. That was another concern that we had. So there's a lot of different things we looked into that we found out about. But as far as the policy itself, it's really the guidelines that needed to ensure that the model is protected. And not just the model, but the students also, that while this is going on.
President Timm, sorry.
Thank you, Council President. George Reese, so I think a number of points made by the speakers here tonight, and certainly we received a number of emails from folks. It's just around timing, and I know the department's engaged in trying to develop, the policies that you just referenced, whether folks like those or don't like those, or what the animating net was around them, it doesn't really matter as far as the department trying to put in place what you think is most appropriate, and working through the chair of our committee on that. I just wanted to give an opportunity, we said, hey, by the next session, we'll have some policies in place. I don't know what that means, so I'm just, if you could give this body a little more clarity on when you can expect those that have been affected by this decision to have some clarity about what may or may not be changing. From what I've heard tonight, it's not, again, you have said very, very clearly that, hey, this isn't about canceling this or getting rid of it, it's about adopting policies to again, ensure that what is going on is happening safely and enhancing the experience for everyone involved. That said, I do hear when I have folks say, hey, this decision happened very, very quickly and bureaucracy moves slow. I think everyone knows bureaucracy moves slow. But I want to make sure that we have a little more clarity for the folks that are down here concerned around that, what exactly time frame they should be thinking about for those kind of policies to be implemented and for the class to be able to return.
Pro Tem Dorans, this process started in November of 2024 with the staff. They did not meet deadlines. They had deadlines before the class started on today. The class started actually today. They were given deadlines to ensure that we could move forward with the class the way it was set. And that was with nude models, making sure that we had the processes in place. Once I discovered that that was not done, I said we cannot move forward until we have all the policies and processes in place. So we are moving fast. We moved the policy to City Attorney's Office last week. We were given a date that we would have it completed this week. What does that mean for us? That means that our next session starts the beginning of March. And so we started this week. It's 8 weeks from now, which is May. However, there are some things that have to be changed within the facility itself, which could move it beyond just this week. And I think we're trying to make sure that we have everything in place so we do not continue down this path.
Great. Thank you, Director. I appreciate that clarity and just on the timing aspect of it, so thank you.
No problem. Thank you.
Director, if I might also add, so
Yes.
if you foresee that building modifications might take longer, do you think in the interim, while I know we won't know for sure the timeline, but would there be opportunity to identify an alternate location or partner with an organization? I think one of the best things about the robust programs that Recreation and Parks is able to put out in the community is that it makes art accessible to anybody. It makes the ability to learn, the education component of it. I think our friends here made really compelling testimony about why these types of programs are so important, but certainly we want to prioritize safety. But I just imagine are we thinking through how to mitigate those things so this doesn't get prolonged even further?
So we have done some research. There's 4 other agencies within the city of Columbus that offer the same type of class. So it is an offering that can be taken somewhere else within the city. However, I don't think the renovations that need to take place within the facility will take much longer. It's just a matter of we are working on it, making sure that we get through it.
Thank you, everyone. We will reconvene for zoning in 15 minutes.